Hey guys, this is Lowman02. We're going to be playing some Canadian Highlander, and this is actually a legitimate Canadian Highlander deck. It's Abzan Aggro, so it's got 2 Moxen, I believe, and an Umezawa's Jete, and I forget what the other point's in. That's a mull. This is a keep. This hand needs some mana, needs some green mana specifically, but I'm going to keep this with a Scry. Opponent's debating on going down to 5. I think on the draw it's fine to go to 6. I mean, 5 is getting dicey. 5 on the play is generally a death knell. I don't think it's very winnable. I mean, I can miss on green mana for a while. I'm going to keep this and basically scry any green mana to the top once I'm able to get my scry. So Knight of the Autumn. Unfortunately, I have to go to the bottom, but I have Fragmentize for that effect in my hand for most things they could play. Okay, well that will likely get Fragmentized. Looks like they're going to have a quick start. Oh, wow. Well, they have all their points in the opener, it looks like. There's some sort of combo deck, I would think. So I have Abrupt Decay to deal with one or the other on the turn after. Alright, get blown up. Fast start for my opponent. I mean, obviously you take out the Soul Ring because you'd rather see if we can get some free damage off the Crypt. We'll blow up the Crypt next turn. I mean, it's possible they can't do much without having the extra mana. Maybe not, though. Either way, going to be a tough matchup with opener Crypt Soul Ring. That's one of the things about Highlander. Because there are pointed cards, there's power cards in it. You can tend to have some lopsided games, which I tend to actually prefer not to play with power. But they're just they're different games. Like I said, this deck does have 2 pieces of power. It has 2 Moxen, I want to say, and then Umezawa's Shit is the other card. Now, hopefully we can fade like a Planeswalker. I really don't want to see a Planeswalker. If we could fade this turn because they needed the Soul Ring, then we could get there. Fragmentize was like a card that I actually was on the fence about, but I figured the card is very, very versatile. Alright, is this going to be a Tireless Tracker? It's an X spell. Sylvan Scrying to find a land. Could find Wasteland. That seems really dicey to me, though. They still have 2 mana left, so they could just find a regular land, like a fetch land, and play a 2 mana dude out. Alright, they found Tolarian Academy, so they have 1 mana off that. They have 2 mana left, so they can play another artifact, possibly. But I'm going to blow up. Alright, they're going to have their mana left, and then I'm going to turn off Tolarian Academy. This seems really good. Their start was pretty disgusting. But I had a great kind of counter hand to it. Now it required me hitting, my green mana. I got lucky there. If I had not, I'd been in a lot more trouble. But now they're at 1 mana on turn 4. All right, they're back up to 3 mana. See the sign that does it. I can Tidehollow Skull them next turn, which I think makes more sense than playing the Tireless Tracker out. And I don't have to take damage to boot. Tireless Tracker in this deck is going to tend to be a turn 4 player. You're going to want to generally play at turn 4, so you can at least get a little bit of value off of it. But the Academy deck tends to kind of just try to run right past you. We're going to be 2 ships passing that. I'm going to be trying to beat them down. Well, here I actually tried to control in the first 2 turns because their hand was quick. That was just a very, very fast hand. Alright, so 2 blue mana is like an artifact of some sort. Maybe it could be a Time Twister. Alright, they're going to Tinker. Into Blightsteel, I'm just dead if that's the case. That just gets me. This has to be almost all their points. Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Tinker. Like, woof. What a great draw. That's alright. Alright, they have Blightsteel. Can I kill it? I mean, I have to probably draw to kill it. Alright, Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. So I have an option here. What I can do is play out the Tidehollow Sculler and take a look at their hand. I have to block. And then it gives me another draw step plus a land drop. I think I like that best, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go Plains. And I'm going to take some poison damage here, but I get 1 more draw step off of this, and I think it makes more sense to do it. Alright, Pact of Negation. Go. There's a few things that could do it here. Like I could hit my... I have more Ounce this way because I can hit Palace Jailer, which is in the deck. I probably should look at my list real quick. So let us take a look. So Abzan Aggro. Let me take a quick look at this and see what my Ounce are. So Dismember does not do it. Palace Jailer does. Parallax Wave's quite good. Um, what else could do it in this deck? That may be actually it. Well, Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile. So I'm at a 4-outer, I think. Yeah, I think this is a 4-outer. All right, so go ahead and block. Now, if I have to draw off Horizon Cannon B, I'm at a 2-outer. But we do get to see one more card here. All right, Nissa does not stop this. So do I need green mana for any of my outers? No. I'm going to play land, fetch. Well, that's why you do it, guys. That is why you do it. Now I'm out of green mana, but I have some follow-ups. I mean, if I draw green, I can play out the Tireless Track. Actually, if I draw on a green land, I'll just play out Gideon. This was a hell of a comeback. But I think we played it as well as we could. That Tolarian Academy produces 0 mana. Fortunately or unfortunately. Fortunately for us, I mean, we just ran through Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, and T Academy. You know, it's funny. We actually kind of have one of like the old school combos from a standard cycle, which was just gonna create a dude, which was Gideon Nissa Voice of Resurgence, like the tokens combo. I think it was a collective company deck. All right, they found a land. We know they have some things and stuff in hand. We know they have Pact of Negation at a minimum. Okay, Fabricate. To find what? They need to get into cards here. It could be just like a Sensei's Divining Top. I'm going to try to give them as little time as possible. I wonder if I just plus next turn with Nissa. Probably not. We'll see what we draw. That was a stellar draw. Well, part of me really wants to cast Tireless Tracker. I think that is more correct, actually. So I think we do is this. I think we just get the tracker online. We can leave open the Godless Shrine, I suppose. What did they get? I should have looked. All right, just Great Furnace. They're at 29 life. I forgot. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of life. So they do have a little time off of the life we gave them. So they're up to 5 mana now. Can they get like a... gosh, I can't think right now, guys. Draw 7 off? Like a Memory Jar would be good here. We did outer them. Like, that was... a complete 2-outer in my deck was Swords to Plowshares or Path to Exile. So I feel for him a little bit. That was very lucky on my part. But then again, having Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Tinker, Tolarian Academy, Sylvan Scrying into Tolarian Academy was all very sick too. Well, Blaze a fine combo. No, I 1-outered you, man. I had to buy a turn and draw into it. I gave myself 2 draw steps, essentially. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. All right. Okay, can you go off this turn? All right, Sky, a diamond. This is where we want Wasteland really badly. All right, Unearth, what does that do? Tide Hollow Sculler. Maybe I draw the other clue to try to find Wasteland there. That's really kind of like a thin line. I mean, I guess it is a 1-outer to get rid of the Tolarian Academy, which is starting to make pretty disgusting amounts of mana. So how do I sequence this line? I think I want to leave Path to Exile open. This is a 4/4, 2/2, 5/5. And then I have Elsbeth to make something bigger. I'll just get Scrub a Double Land, I think. Well, hold up. Oh, Mona, I don't want to concede. I'm just going to unearth first. I'm going to cast Elspeth this turn, but I'm going to unearth first and take a look at what's going on over there. Teleria West can make a lot of mana. I'm going to get rid of Emrakul, I think. All right, can we get out of this? Well, they draw out of it because they do need something to happen. I'm trying to think of what the Teleria West can transmute into. It could transmute into an engineered explosives. That's one thing it could do. And I think they are going to transmute here. All right, they're going to cast Grand Dynamo. So now, I mean, they can still transmute with Teleria and Academy. Okay, Voltaic Key. It's not a bad one. So we know they have Darksteel, Tree, and Isochron Scepter. Yep. We know Voltaic Key is what they drew for the turn. So Teleria West needs to transmute into something that impacts the board, or else they're dead. What impacts the board and artifacts? They could get now. Pact of Negation's gone. That is castable now. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think there's anything you can get with that, is there? Like, what do you have in hand? Because you only drew one card. And that was the Voltaic Key, because we didn't see that in hand, so it's just an artifact now. So then they... Alright, Darksteel, yep, that's gone. This is gone, this is gone. We have Tree of Tails in hand, this is on the board. So they transmute, spending... Alright, untap, yep, cool. Transmute, spending 3 of this 13 mana, but we have the Emrakul in hand, or in under Tidehollow Sculler, so they need to deal with Tidehollow Sculler. So they need to find engineered explosives, but then they're short on mana for the turn, and I think I still have lethal on the backswing, which is why we took the Emrakul. All right, Walking Ballista, but that doesn't kill me this turn. It can stop a lot of what I got going on the board. Okay. I mean, you can kill my board. Because I'm just going to plus Gideon, because you can't kill Gideon with Walking Ballista. And I could just force him to do it here, but I don't think it matters that much. Alright, comes a 5/5. And Gideon is lethal, right? Woo! Wow! That was actually a very cool game. So yeah, my points are an Emerald Pearl. I think I may be under points. I don't know if Strip Mines in this Wasteland is. So I have Mox, Emerald Pearl. I don't remember if Stoneforge is pointed. And then I have Umazel's Jet. I know these are all pointed. I think this may be a point. I think these are my points, which I think this deck actually is like 100% legal. I may be actually at a point under. I have to double check. I know it's not over. It may be able to play one more Mox, and I don't know. But the black fix is a little less relevant in this deck. So this is kind of like an Abzan aggro / Abzan, like kind of a Death and Taxes deck. It's very mid-range, or it's very kind of disruptive. So Batterskull is junk. Dismember is bad in this matchup. I don't have mana to cast Avacyn's Pilgrim. This is a pretty easy mulligan. This hand is great. We're going to keep this. I'm going to bottom Avacyn's Pilgrim. I think my mana situation's alright. I'll probably just slam a Leonin Arbiter on turn 1. Because I think their deck's going to require a lot of tutoring to do well. And we have Sin Collector to maybe take some important permanents out. Don't take damage. Alright, good. And I think Arb is pretty good against them. So I think what we do here is just go bam, bam, bam. And then we can get a Sin Collector online next turn to try to tear their hand apart. I mean, this thing may die, which would kind of stink, but I do want Leonin Arbiter to stick around. I'm kind of hoping it sticks around. So maybe I could have gone Birds first, maybe. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, they have Fire Ice or something like that. Okay, Mana Volt. Their deck feels like it may be, like it's close on points, God. Feels very close on points. Alright, so they have a lot of mana. Well, I guess they kind of limited themselves on that as well. I think here we just go Temple Garden. I mean, part of me really wants to get the Thalia online. But I just want to see what I'm working against here, I think. No, I'm going to Thalia here just to slow them down a little bit. I'm going to pray they don't have like just a walking ballista right in hand. That would be miserable for us. But Sin Collector couldn't stop that anyways. I mean, if it's ballista, I guess we could lose the Thalia and the birds. All right, fetch land. They have to pay for that at a minimum. The Leonin Arbiter. So, yeah, this is Junk Hatebears, basically. Just going to be like a crop rotation. You got to pay for the Leonin Arb first. They can crop rote into a Tolarian Academy if they'd like. I think I'm probably going to force their hand out with Sin Collector. I mean, the ideal thing is we like crop rote them, or they try to crop rote when we cast Sin Collector. I think that's what they have, and then okay, well this is working out pretty well. So I think what we do here is just green, white, black, Sin Collector them just to see what's going on. Hopefully they don't have like mana drain. That is very castable right now, and that would be bad for us. All right, what do you got? Okay, time reversal. That's a draw 7. So City of Solitude, don't care about. Expedition map, another tutor effect. Here, I'm just going to get Bob in play. And they're going to pay to search, I think, with their Polluted Delta. My best draws are Planeswalkers and or like Cavity Township would be good here. So I can just win the game next turn. So I don't have a win next turn. So they're going to pay to search. Oh, they're going to draw. Okay. Oh, they're going to use this to pay. Makes sense. City of Solitude is a dead card in this matchup, obviously. It's very good against counter spells. Oh, actually, never mind. I think they're dead to their own mana vault because they go down to 8, and I have 8 on board. Yep. All right, never mind. I'm dumb. I'm not doing math very well. All right, cool. What was our next draw? Was it Gavany? No, it was Unearth, which didn't really do anything, and then into Wooded Bastion. So we didn't have anything coming up, so if they stopped us, they stopped us. Pretty sweet game of Canadian Highlander, guys. I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. This is my Abzan deck. It needs some work. I just put it together in like 10 minutes. And just like the idea was, let's build Hatebears in Canadian Highlander. It needs some work. Like, this was built very rapidly. I wanted to play Armageddon and Ravages of War, but I wanted to play 3-color in Hatebears. Sigarda probably needs to go, but like I just think the card's sweet. Anyways, very fun. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, of course I felt good dropping Hatebears on Academy. Academy's the enemy. Now Academy's a very sweet deck. But anyways, this is the deck. I mean, it's got some value stuff going on. It's got Ramanap Excavator, Reclamation Sage, Knight of Autumn. It's got a lot of like just interesting like kind of interactive cards. Very very fun deck and has some fast mana like you saw in that the second game. Umazawa was shit. We didn't quite get to that, but we don't really have time for that nonsense. We just needed to be like beating the living crap out of them because they're just a fast deck. Anyways, guys, gonna go ahead and cut it there. I hope you guys enjoyed the literal Canadian Highlander content because, like I said, I'm like 95% positive, almost 100% positive. This deck is either at points or under points. So hope you enjoyed the content. I'm going to go ahead and cut it there because I got to start getting ready to go to a Christmas Eve party. All right, guys, enjoy the Canadian Highlander content and take care.